Welcome back, subscribers, and welcome new viewers. And today I'm going to be reading from my Karmic Astrology book. So this is for all of you who have North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. And a special thanks goes out to Jazmyn for enabling me to make a video reading so it doesn't just help her, but all of you who have this same nodes placement. And if you don't already know, this is my new book and it's now available. It's titled My Life Journey and True Ancient Astrology. And if you are interested, send me an email at thecreativewoman369@gmail.com. And also, those of you who are interested in having any private readings from me and you'd like my list, again, send me an email at thecreativewoman369@gmail.com. And I have all of my information is always in the drop-down box below this video and all of my videos. Okay, so let's get to reading here. Cancer North Node, Capricorn South Node. Here the soul enters the current life with much inner pride. The individual finds it difficult to understand why others do not show him the strong respect he has been accustomed to in past incarnations. As a result, prestige and the pursuit of dignity continue to be the motivators of all actions. Some with these nodes will even marry to achieve the social status of the subconscious Capricorn memory. In past incarnations, this soul worked hard for recognition. Without losing self-respect, he would have been the original Ham, going far out of his way to attract attention. At times, this would even mean imposing undue punishment upon himself if he knew others were observing. Now, he would like the world to know how burdened he has been so that others can see him as a martyr. And I just want to say really quick that all of us do our south nodes. We do our south nodes. That is what we automatically will do because it makes us feel like if we go about life in this way, we will get our needs met. It's your past. It's what feels comfortable for you. And again, it's automatic. We don't even know we're doing it because at birth, it's put into our subconscious. And so it's a program that you just start playing out until you know consciously. And now this is what you're doing, is you are becoming consciously aware of at least half part of your nodes of the moon, your sign part, your zodiac sign part. And that is outstanding. Good for you. He continues to make his work harder than it actually is, never seeming quite able to finish meeting his current life responsibilities and obligations. Since he is always living in the past, he has a habit of bringing the consciousness of all of his past burdens with him into the present. This makes his present life much heavier than it need be. The one thing he has not yet learned to tolerate is failure within himself. He is well practiced at actually making himself physically or emotionally ill in order to avoid coping with situations in which he expects to feel inadequate. He sees the world through an attitude of self-righteousness, whereby the actions of others are rarely condoned, but often condemned. He keeps this to himself, however, for if it would damage, Let me start that again. He keeps this to himself, however, for it would damage his sense of personal esteem should others know that he has been fitting them into his secretly devised caste system. In prior lives, he was highly opinionated and strongly resistant to taking advice that would affect him personally. Now he still believes that one's personal life is strictly a private matter. Consequently, around all things which relate directly to himself, he builds the wall of China. It would be futile for anyone to try to break in, for at the slightest personal criticism, he starts adding more bricks to the wall. Lifetimes of materialism make him an opportunist, placing himself wherever there is something to be gained. At the same time, he is penny wise and pound foolish. For he is known to be stingy in the midst of emotional bursts of extravagance. When he sees advantages, he will turn cold and calculating, so that no weakness within himself will prevent the attainment of a goal he has his sights on. Again, don't feel bad or guilty. Not at all. This is what you were given at birth, to work through, to work beyond. And you will do this. You will do this. Like we all of us do our South Nodes. He will turn weakness in others to his own advantage. Wherever there are loopholes in the law, he can find ways to squeeze through. So intent is he on managing all he sees around him that his entire current life becomes a personal crusade to prove his worthy capabilities. In past incarnations, his soul learned the art of accomplishment. In order to do this, there was a little regard developed for others. Now, through the Cancer North Node, he must learn how to give nourishment as well as receive it. Many with these nodes experience strong family burdens so that they may come to know the emotional needs of others. Sexually, the soul is learning how to take on the feminine role in this life. The karmic transition is from coldness to warmth, from age to youth. Many with these nodes appear to grow younger as each year in their life passes. Rigid Capricorn attitudes are dropped one by one. The individual finds new security in relating his emotions more honestly. In this life, he must learn how to apologize sincerely when he is wrong, as well as not to seek advantage over others when he is right. Eventually, he will see that all of his depressions, fears, and worries are no more than part of a self-created martyr complex which bears little relation to current life circumstances. I'm being called to come back to, I'm going to hold for a moment here where I was, to come back to where it talks about sexually the soul is learning how to take on the feminine role in this life. Now, males, that does not mean to become feminine. Females and males, this is both. It's talking about the energy, the feminine energy, which is more emotional and compassionate. So to take on that emotionally compassionate way about you, so that you are caring about others above yourself, just caring about yourself. That's what that means. Okay. He must slowly learn how to divorce himself from an insatiable need to manage everything around him. In this life, he will go through a chain of experiences which will slowly open up his Cancerian sensitivities. That's that feminine side, what he talks about as being a feminine role. Eventually, he will start to value nature more than money, emotion more than power, and new growth rather than the collecting of dead wood. When the changes start to occur, he will be brought out of the cold of winter into the bright sunlight of early summer. But he must develop a totally new emotional response pattern if he is to adjust to the new direction in which his soul is destined to go. His highest achievement in this life is nourishing others. To reach this, he must do much work on himself until he becomes a natural cornucopia of spiritual food to those who are hungry. The more he is able to fill people, the more happiness he will feel himself. He should see that God also favors those who stand and wait, and that his highest blessing is especially reserved for those who seek nothing for themselves. Who seek nothing for themselves, but to be available as his constant servant. So let me say that one more time. He should see that God also favors those who stand and wait, and that his highest blessing is especially reserved for those who seek nothing for themselves, but to be available as his constant servant. In past lives, this soul was able to benefit greatly by receiving. Now he is here to give. The house which contains the south node shows the area in life which the bowl of abundance is over full. The house which contains the north node symbolizes the empty bowls of others waiting for food. Wow. How beautiful is that? Well, again, if you would like a copy, send me an email. And that's all I have for you now. Until next time, bye.